Welcome
to
Honestly Noted.
Honestly Noted. Good. Oh, no.
I need to make the record.
Am I in the
Yeah, you're fine. No, stay next to Anna. Yeah, you are.
I'm just gonna be in the topic the entire time.
Alright, guys, welcome back to the Honestly Noted podcast. This is episode 4. Today I'm here with
Anna Kaplinger.
and
Savannah Smith.
Woo! Anna, Savannah, V5,
Banana.
Banana, yes. Alright, so guys, today's topic for this episode is all gonna be about childhood memories. To start off, tell me, what kind of kid were you in elementary school? It can be in school, out of school. Describe yourself in entirety.
I was more of like a really social kid. Like, I talked to everybody I possibly could, and I actually got in trouble for talking a lot as a kid. I went to detention in like the first grade because we were at like circle time and I was talking. So yeah, I was very social, very happy kid, but I moved around a lot, so I guess that probably made me more social. But yeah, very, very talkative.
Detention in first grade?
Yeah.
What was it? You just sit in a room?
There was like a part of the lunchroom that was sectioned off from all the regular lunch tables, and I sat in like, it was kind of like a cubicle, like an office cubicle, and I just like was stuck in there.
Isolation booth?
Solitary confinement.
I was in prison just for lunchtime.
So how was juvie?
It was great.
Anna, what about you? What kind of kid were you?
I was quite the kid. At home, I was just like crazy. My poor parents, I would just constantly asking questions, constantly wanting them to play with me, doing projects. Like, I was all over the place all the time. Wouldn't go to sleep ever. So, like, my parents had to stay up with me until, like, midnight. So I feel bad for them. Like, they thought they were being gaslighted because I was, like, a totally normal kid at school. I was a pleasure to have in class, but I was just wild at home. So, like, my parents would go to parent-teacher conferences and, like, apologize profusely for my behavior until the teacher was like, Anna is totally fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. I was just very stubborn. I refused to learn how to read. Well, actually, no. I could read at school, but then I pretended like I couldn't read to my parents. One day, my mom was watching at recess. She was like, I don't know what to do. Anna just won't learn how to read. And then the teacher's like, she can read. And they made me read this like plaque that was on the playground, and I just read it perfectly.
Did you do it like so they would read you books?
I don't know what was going through my head. I was just a pain in the butt.
I was wondering if it was like to get your parents to read you, because I was adopted. So when they flew to China and got me, I could walk. And I came out of like whatever government building holding like the social worker's hand, walking out to my parents, but I pretended I couldn't walk so they could like hold me, carry me, whatever. Yeah. Some smart shit. Yeah, no, so I was like pretending, and then my brothers caught me in the act. They hid behind like some kind of doorway to catch me, and they went, "Hey, you lied!" And then I just like sat down. Guys, how was your experience in elementary? Did you have a favorite grade? Did you have a favorite teacher? What kind of student were you?
I would say my favorite grade was probably 5th grade. I had the same teacher for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and so it just like kind of got better. I went to private school and like had the same group of people, so I just knew everyone really well and really liked my teacher a lot. Yeah, it was just like a good experience. I was a little wilder when I was younger, but then like I think I was kind of a nerd, smarter than I am now.
I really liked elementary school. Elementary school was spent in like 2 different places, both places in Texas. From like pre-K to 3rd grade, I went to school in El Paso. I moved from 4th grade until 6th grade to another place in Texas, Copper's Cove, Texas. Small places in Texas that not a lot of people know about, but I loved elementary school. My favorite grade was probably 2nd grade, and that's actually the grade I want to teach because I want to be a teacher. It was really interesting because there was a lot of diversity in Texas compared to other places, you know. It's just, it was nice.
Other places.
Other places. That's a little controversial.
Oh, shoot.
No, I love that. I think my favorite grade was probably 5th grade. I had the same teacher for 2nd and 5th grade. And I'm just going to shout her name right out because she's amazing. She is so cool. Her name was Mrs. Gonzalez Reyes. She just did a lot in the classroom, and she was the type of teacher who just found so many different outlets, like creatively, for kids to learn. She did a phenomenal job, like creating just such a fun, positive environment. She just really cared, because I feel like with any job, you know, there are teachers who teach, and then there are teachers who teach to educate. And she was one of those teachers. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people know that I was just a loud kid, vocally loud. And so I actually had to learn, like, to train myself to speak quieter, because everybody was like telling me I was such a loud kid. So I'd be like, "Hey, Anna," and I would think I was just like talking normally. Yeah. But I'd be like this close and like yelling
at people. I wouldn't say that was just an elementary thing either. Like, you definitely did that in middle school.
She's right.
At least you were heard.
Yeah. You were.
But it was because I couldn't physically hear myself. And that wasn't something I knew or, like, other people knew. So in order to, like, become quieter, I had to vocally feel what it felt like to speak quietly. And then, like, that's how I trained myself. So I would come to that volume, and then I would test it among the people around me. So I actually had no idea that I was speaking that loud. But now I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, now I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
All right, guys, while we were growing up, did you have any favorite TV shows as a kid?
The Backyardigans.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Okay, I love the Backyardigans to this day. I would still watch the Backyardigans. If I had to pick one show to watch for the rest of my life, it would be the Backyardigans.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I love that show. Like, it's just so good. The one with, like, the race. They do, like, a triathlon, but it's, like, a ton of events. There's running, snowboarding, canoeing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, I remember that episode.
And
yeah.
it's just, like, the songs in that episode are so good. They're just entertaining, a great message, just fantastic show all around.
It's a solid review from you.
I highly recommend.
I think it was like at the end of all those episodes where all of the animals would go and have lunch.
Yeah.
I was so jealous because it'd be around like my lunchtime, so I'd be like, I want to go have lunch with you, like,
Yeah.
and then they would cut the show. And
I did always wish they would include that. Like, I wanted to know what their parents looked like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're like, my mom made apples and peanut butter. And I'm like, what does the mom look like?
You never know, though. Like, in
Yeah.
all those kids shows, the kids are basically adults.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, you never see their parents. Max and Ruby, you don't see their parents until, like, really, like, late in the season. Max and Ruby was definitely one of my favorites. That one and Caillou. Caillou was, I love, it's such a funny show to think about now, but it was one of my favorite shows.
Why did he have no hair?
I don't know.
I don't think it was...
Maybe they wanted to keep him with no hair. I don't know.
There are, like, theories about that it's, like, Caillou conspiracy theory that, like, the whole show is, like, his last couple years of his life or something because he has cancer. Like, it's really dark.
He looks old.
Well, I don't know. Like, that's just a theory I saw on the internet. But he could just be bald. Like, that's a choice you can make.
My favorite episode was the Christmas episode because he re-gifted like all of his parents' things. So he took his like dad's slippers and then gifted them to him, and then he took his mom's like I think it was like toothbrush or like toothpaste or something and gifted it. It was so cute.
Yeah, that's adorable.
You know, I think that all kids should just start doing that. No need for new Christmas presents.
Yeah. I started like creating like paper accessories to give during Christmas. So we would always go out and I would like choose something with a parent like for Christmas. But then I would like put my own twist on things and then I would make like a paper purse. Just be like 1,000 staples on the side. And then they all regifted the purses back to me.
Oh. Well, they really like their gifts. Yeah.
No, but I feel like one of the shows I really liked was Arthur. Do you guys remember Arthur?
Oh my god. Yeah.
What? He was an aardvark? I don't know why, but I thought he was like
a moose.
Like or like a donkey or something. He definitely could be a donkey.
Did he have a nose?
I think so.
I don't remember. Oh wait,
I think it was
like the two.
Oh, I thought it was like a circle.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
My family kind of grew up watching that show. The age difference between me and my brothers is pretty great. Like, it's just 8 years. So, my oldest, he... It's not like a mom.
I was going to say your oldest.
My oldest son.
Oh, no.
Anna, do you have something to tell us?
I had kids. No, but basically, my brothers grew up watching Arthur. And so when my brother was in like high school, he would sit down and watch Arthur with me when I was like little, and it was just cute. He knew the whole theme song and like, yeah. What were traditions like for you as a kid? Did you have a favorite holiday? What did traditions look like for you in your family?
Okay, my family, 4th of July was like our big family holiday because we have this like beach cabin that's been in my family for over 100 years. I think it's like 110 years this year. So it's like a super old cabin. No heating or cooling. We have to do a fire every morning. And so we would always go down to this cabin for the 4th of July. We did fireworks on the street and then walk down to the sand dunes to watch the fireworks. We would always do a lemonade stand. That was always my favorite tradition.
That's sick. I love it.
Very like family moments.
Yeah, it was cute.
Everyone always says their favorite holiday is Christmas, but I think that probably would be like my favorite holiday just for traditions in general. Last year, we switched up our traditions, like completely went like different direction because my mom was like, we need to change. And I was like, what? And then she just changed it all up. So usually we'll wake up and we'll eat orange rolls. They're like cinnamon rolls, but they have orange like sauce in them. They're so good. They're definitely my favorite. But we used to like eat those and then we'd open all of our presents. But recently, this past year, we woke up and we just like all put on like snow clothes and we went tubing Christmas morning. And then we drove back home and we ate Christmas corn dogs because there was like a little corn dog shack and we got Christmas corn dogs and I got a milkshake and it was so good. I don't know if it's just because I was tired and like kind of hungry, but it was great. And then we went home and like opened Christmas presents and stuff, but it's a good memory and I think we're gonna like start doing that.
Were you guys the type of families to like be traditional and open presents on Christmas or the night before?
My brother always wanted to do it the night before and I wanted to do it the day of. So we'd always like fight about it. And then I think we normally do a couple on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
But the majority in the morning.
We do like 2 or 3 on Christmas Eve just because, get it out of our system.
Yeah. My family, we would always open presents on Christmas. It was just something to look forward to. But it was just really funny because 2 things happened. One, I would always wake up like super early, obnoxiously early, just to wake up my brothers. And it got even more creative throughout the years. I would bring the speaker in. There was one year I had an electric guitar. So what I did was I wanted an air horn as a kid. They never gave me one.
Smart.
Basically, I opened the door one year and I shoved the amp in my brother's room. And then the cord was just like stuck on the door. So then I was outside of it just jamming my guitar like loud. We would jump on them. My mom would let me like throw things at them. But then we'd also do this thing where, with stockings, we'd have like the stocking itself, but then we would also have like a giant Trader Joe's bag size of stuff. So the stocking stuff was like little things like candy or like gift cards. And then the bags were full of like the bigger stuff, like a journal or something fun. Yeah.
That's sweet.
So for my family, if my brother and I woke up early, we could open our stockings before everyone else came downstairs, but we had to wait to do presents. Did you guys like open your stockings before or did you wait for everybody?
I had to wait.
I had to do the same, but I would always every Christmas morning I always get a peek. I was just go out there and kind of look before waking up my family. But we always had to like wait till we were done opening every single present to actually open the stockings.
Oh, stockings were last.
Yeah, they're like the absolute last in our family.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, really, really strange, but I don't know. It's just kind of how it worked.
Do you decorate the tree after Christmas too?
Actually, we put up the tree after Christmas. It's actually a bush. We just take a bush and we put it in our house.
Well, because here's the thing. There are normal families and then there are like crazy Christmas families. And we would always get our tree like late, like obnoxiously late. We would get it like maybe like 2 weeks before, or like, just it had to be December. But there are some families that right after Thanksgiving or even slightly before, they'll get the tree dedication. Yeah. As a kid, what were some of your favorite kinds of snacks? Because for me, like, I remember, at least in, like, elementary, I would always have my lunch packed by, like, my mom or whatever. I don't know. Sometimes my dad would get a hold of it. And there were times where, like, my family's just resourceful. So he tried to make me a peanut butter and jelly. But there were times when we were out of peanut butter. So it was just jelly on both sides. I remember biting into it like, what the absolute... Yeah, it was rough.
We always had like that one friend that has all the best snacks. Yeah. Like every snack you could think of. And you're like, How?
I just remember certain commercials. Like I remember the Danimals. Do you remember Danimals?
Danimals were so good.
Little yogurt.
Those are good.
I will still eat those to this day. It's not even, I don't know if you could say that you're eating it though, because it's like a drink.
Yeah.
It's like a weird mix.
I remember the fruit roll-up commercials.
I loved fruit roll-ups. My mom always got like the knockoff ones from like, well, not knockoff, but the ones that are like healthier, like Trader Joe's fruit roll-ups or something, or the Stretch Island, like the fruit leathers.
Oh,
Those
those
are
are
good.
good. We bought all the artificial stuff. It was like Uncrustables.
Oh,
my
cute.
gosh.
and like
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you would have been the friend with the good snacks.
I love that. It's funny because my mom was laughing at me the other day, looking at you. But basically, I had been eating a sandwich of some kind, and I like unknowingly, I was like on my phone maybe, but I kind of ate around all of the crusts, and I haven't done that in like a long time. Yeah, because I usually eat the crust. So
Yeah.
she looks at my plate, and she's like, "What are you doing?" It's just my crust, and they're huge, and like I mean I work at a Montessori now, so it's cute to see them like eating around the edges and stuff. And then I realized that I still do that. What do you think is the biggest difference between you as a kid and as you now?
When I was a kid, I sucked at reading. Like, reading was not good for me, and I needed help reading, like a lot of help. So I had this little special class that I would go to, separate from my regular class. It was from, I think, like second and third grade. I think it was just second and third grade, but I could not read and comprehend things. So I went to this special class to help me with my reading, and I hated reading. Reading sucked for me, and now like I love reading, I love writing. So it's like a total like full circle.
Do you feel you still struggle with it now, or like, what did you struggle with exactly?
Like overall comprehension. So like I would read things, but I would have no clue what I just read.
In like elementary school, I would say I definitely had a bit of a big personality. So I was kind of like, not like a queen bee, but I was just very confident and like I thought I was very cool, and I just like was kind of loud and had a bigger personality. But then like when I went to middle school, I switched to a bigger school. And so like I considered myself to be like an introvert. I was super quiet, not confident, like kind of was down on myself a lot. But I would say lately I'm actually getting back to be like more how I was as a kid in a more reasonable way. But like I think I'm more confident again. Like I'm kind of myself around more people. Because there was a while there where I was like pretty closed off and like not super loud, and I wasn't really being myself. So it's kind of good to like get back to that.
That is very cool.
Thank you.
Hey y'all, you want to go down to the liquor store?
One show I was like really obsessed with as a kid was Austin and Ally. Do you remember that? Ross Lynch. Whoa.
You know,
Yeah.
now he's whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
Whoa.
I want to go see him in concert or something.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd
he
be
would
cool.
Amazing.
Amazingly talented.
Amazingly talented.
The music is so good.
Music man. But Austin Alley, dang, that was a good show. I really, 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 really wanted to be Allie as like a little girl.
yeah.
I was frustrated. Oh, did you say you wanted to be Ally or you wanted it to be Ally?
I wanted to be Allie. What did you think I said?
Austin Moon had many love interests, so I thought you meant you wanted it to be Ally.
Yeah, Allie was his wife at the end.
Yeah.
They got married and had
They
kids.
got married. That was awesome.
But I wanted to be her. Like I wanted to make songs and stuff and sing.
That's cool.
That did not come around though.
I had that phase also. I was like, you know, if I really wanted to, I could totally be a famous singer. I'm just not gonna try.
I thought I was gonna be like Carly Rae Jepsen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that song.
That Call Me Maybe. Oh my gosh.
That's a good one.
That carried.
That
Like
did
it.
carry
For real.
for a few years.
It's weird because like I'll hear certain songs, and on the car rides to school my dad would always blast the radio, so I'll hear a certain song and I know, like, I remember how old I was. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Katy Perry, Dark Horse. That was
Uh-huh.
like 2013.
I don't remember the days. I just remember the songs. But that's pretty cool that you can like bam. That's good at trivia. You could start doing trivia with
Who
that.
knows? Well, for a long time I thought, you know that song "F.U." by CeeLo Green?
That was like my
F.U.
favorite
Yeah.
song when I was a
so
kid.
good.
I thought
Yeah.
CeeLo Green, Bruno Mars, and Adele were all the same person.
Are you serious? But Adele's so different. I could get CeeLo Green and Bruno Mars.
That's interesting.
Because it was Rolling in the Deep, and I thought that was Bruno Mars. I know there are a lot of like Disney Channel stars who were like child stars growing up, and then they really regret like being on those shows. But I feel like Austin and Ally was such a cool show because like for Ross, like if you think about it, he literally got to dance. He was dancing professionally. He was singing. I don't know if he wrote some of the songs or not, but I'd be so proud if I was on a show like that. It's just super cool. Yeah. What other shows did you guys watch like as you were growing up? So kind of moving out of that younger phase where you're just like, I don't know. I feel like all kids are just oblivious. Like they have no idea what's going on.
I was a big fan of Jessie.
I was literally going to say that.
Yeah, Jessie and like The Sweet Life on Deck.
It's more of like a Victorious. I was really big in Victorious. Sam and Cat. Big Time Rush though.
Oh my, thank you.
That was my number one probably as a little gal.
I never really watched those ones.
It was so cute.
Yeah.
They're like good singers. On Instagram though, they're actually touring again.
Yep.
Isn't that hilarious? Yeah. It's super fun. So they're like, I don't know, I think they might be in their 30s or whatnot, because some of them have kids. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, because like all the people that grew up with them are now like going to their concerts.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see it like as you're older.
Good times. Yeah. I really liked Phineas and Ferb.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah. 104 days.
So summer vacation.
School comes along just to end it. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Nice.
That's the one.
That's the one. I loved it. Except I realized I was growing up because I started getting really frustrated with like the villains in shows because they would always reveal their plans, like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. And I was like, what are you doing?
I used to get like stressed out that Candace was gonna like catch them.
Yeah. I would be like, no, go faster, go faster.
But I mean, is it kind of weird when you look down on, like, not look down, oh wow, that sounded bad, but like, when you like look at younger kids, you know, and then you kind of compare yourself, like, what is that like for you guys?
Yeah, like looking at elementary schoolers now, like they look so small. And I remember thinking I was like so old in 5th grade.
They're a lot smaller though. They're like babies.
Yeah, they were born in like 2017.
It's crazy. We're at least a decade older than them. So that's kinda weird.
That's nuts.
So weird to think about.
I remember like growing up too, and like I had some younger cousins, and so I don't have any younger siblings, so they kind of felt like siblings to me. But I'd be like, yeah, you remember that Bruno Mars song, like Just the Way You Are? And they'd be like, no. And I realized, oh my gosh, because you were born in like 2012. So
I haven't had that moment, but I'm not excited for it.
Yeah. And so I was like, what?
My next door neighbor, she's like 9. But like last year I had a whole phase where like I would ask her like, have you seen Camp Rock or like all the Disney Channel movies? And she had never seen any of them. I like introduced her to all of them. So we watched like Camp Rock, Lemonade Mouth, like Princess Protection Program. And like she had just never heard of them, and it was crazy.
I was trying to talk to my cousin, and I was like, yeah, like from High School Musical. She goes, what? And so we sat down, and we watched High School Musical. Oh my gosh, just so good. High School, the third one,
oh man,
so good.
I watched those when I was younger, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to be a high schooler.
Yeah.
And then I go into high school, I'm like, this is nothing like the movie.
It's crazy to think about that. And like, Savannah and I were walking to that school to help out, and we looked at like the school billboard.
The graduation year, and it was like 2035 or something for the kindergarten class.
Oh my god.
And
It just doesn't sound natural. Like even, I think 2020, that even just didn't.
We're gonna be like 30 when they graduate.
holy guacamole.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Honestly Noted podcast.
Well, Savannah's talking and I'm just like,
I'll zoom in on you and it'll keep replaying.
So like a
boomerang. Wait, let's do a thumbnail right now.
okay.
just in a boring situation, I'll just start saying Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace.
Grace.
Amazing Grace.
Oh my gosh, you know, at Christmas Vacation, would you like to say Grace? Grace died 8 years ago!
I remember when I first met Anna, like, she started referencing all, like, movies.
Oh my gosh, it was
So
Christmas
funny.
Vacation too. It was Chevy Chase.
No, I think, like, I am.
Make it like
No, what?
yo.
I can do Without Me by Eminem.
Yeah,
Caution them more, they're not shady on chopped liver. I know that you got a job, Miss Shady, but your husband's heart problem's complicated.
I can see you like in the corner, like face towards the wall, like tying up. Just rapping.
Yeah, I do that. I try to learn all the lyrics.
Not
In a corner, but I'll just, when I'm by myself, I just like practice rapping.
Okay, it looks like I'm eating the microphone because I was just like,
Let's do this. Okay, everyone point that way. It's gonna be fun. Okay. We could have had it all. Yeah.
oh, soundbite.
That's a good song. Make sure to cut that.